Brian, you spoke about cloud first and mobile first. In many ways, the way things are built and deployed are changing. You yourself have moved from building Team Foundation Server to Visual Studio Team Services on the cloud. When you look at developers, there's a lot of things hitting them, a lot of change around them. What is your guidance to developers and teams, especially when they have to deliver, but also deliver better productivity more effectively? How do you structure these teams?
That's a big topic. I would say I speak to development organizations a lot about how to get to be more agile, how to adopt cloud cadence, and I give a lot of advice. My first piece of advice is never stop learning. Like, that's the most important thing. Is there's nothing in this world that changes more quickly than technology changes. I mean, whether it's new frameworks or new practices, it's just always changing, and you can always learn to be better. And if you ever get to the point that you are comfortable and you like the way you're working and you don't really care about learning a different way of working, you're dead. So that kind of would be my first advice, is always keep learning. I think the other thing I would say is be realistic about how long change takes. I think everybody is super excited right now about DevOps and how I go through the cloud transformation. We've been at it for, in my team, probably 6 years now, and we're not done. And if I tried to compress that 6 years and get through the transformation in 2, it never would have worked, because so much of it is about cultural transformation, learning to think differently, learning to work differently, and learning to interact with customers differently. It just takes time, and set sort of very specific goals of how you're going to get through that. We focused with adopting Agile project management and Scrum. That was kind of our first thing, and over time we tackled things like our testing practices, our release practices, our source code management practices, and through our journey. It's a long journey, and it never ends.
In fact, I was just reading one of your blog posts yesterday where you talk about how your testing discipline is changing and how you're integrating developers and testers into engineering teams in the DevOps cycle.
Yeah.
So as you said, it's a continuous change. You continue to change. Even after 6 years, you continue to have to keep making changes. Yeah. But the reality is, a lot of organizations want it yesterday.
Yep.
Right? And they also want, apart from embracing these various disciplines, outcomes such as faster time to market. You used to ship product once in, let's say, 9 months, and you're shipping once in 3 weeks, the online version today. How difficult is it, you said it took 6 years. Did it take you all 6 years to do that, or can you talk us through a little bit?
Yeah, so it didn't take all 6 years to do that. I mean, you see progress every year, and that's been fantastic. I think, in our box product days, it was probably 18 to 24 months was sort of normal schedule for a major release. And then we might ship 1 or 2 service packs in between there that were mostly just bug fixes. I think when we first started our Agile journey, I think we had this inclination that somehow if we just took the things we were doing and we got, we optimized them and we tuned them and we got more efficient and we sort of compressed them down, that the world was going to all work out. Everything was going to be good. And it didn't take long to realize that was never going to happen, that you can't just take what you do now and somehow do it faster. So very early into it, certainly within the first year of our journey, as we were struggling with what are we going to do, how are we going to do it, and really just trying to wrap our heads around what this meant, I set a goal, which was at the time a crazy goal. We were shipping, probably every 9 to 12 months at the time. And I said, we're going to ship every week. That is our goal. So let's go figure out how we're going to do that. And I picked that goal because I knew it was so aggressive. No one would think, I just need to do what I do now faster, and I'll be able to do that. It forced a oh my gosh, if we're going to ship every week, then I have to completely rethink what I'm doing. I have to sort of throw away everything I know and reconstruct a new plan that gets me there. Now, as you point out, we actually didn't land every week. We sort of went to, from 9 months to 6 months to 4 months to 3 months to 6 weeks. And we got down to 3 weeks, which was our sort of natural sprint boundary. And we stopped because it fit. It was a comfortable cadence for us. Now, when I say every 3 weeks, what I mean is we ship new features, entirely new capabilities every 3 weeks. The reality is we ship multiple times a day now. And quite honestly, most cloud cadence organizations do. We have hotfix trains that run every day. I think you mentioned one of the blog posts I wrote on the testing stuff. I wrote another one about a week or two before that on sort of what it is to be a cloud cadence engineering team. And in that post, I think I included some customer mail threads where some customer reported a problem with Visual Studio Team Services. And within 24 hours, we had fixed it and replied back to the customer, hey, we fixed it, it'll be in our next release. And the customer thought, okay, so that means I should look for it in a few weeks, right? And he meant, no, I'm sorry. I meant our next hotfix release, which is this afternoon.